folks, welcome back to another day. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Dee, your friendly neighborhood millennial, and I make lifestyle content that chronicles my everyday life. And if that's something that you like, the type of content that you like, the type of chaos that you like, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Yo, I am exhausted. I'm so exhausted. I think I was just summoned. I was being summoned, and my clothes are different because I'm actually getting ready to leave to go to lunch with some I'm actually meeting up with Adrian and Carla, a little get together. What I was trying to say is, at least I think I said, that there's like people that come in and out of this house all the time for random reasons. We have the bug people here today. Last week, my boo and I came across huge spider, like huge spider, probably the biggest spider I've ever seen. In my opinion, it was the size of a tarantula, and not a baby one. It was, for me, it's terrifying. Like I'm not necessarily afraid of spiders, but I know that I know that spiders can jump. Okay, just like I'm not all that afraid of birds, but birds carry disease. Birds are nasty and all that other stuff. You know, I told you in the last vlog that another bird got into the house. I'm just not okay with nature doing its thing. If you saw my camping video, you would know how I feel about monkeys. That will never change. So same kind of situation with spiders and birds and everything else. We saw this huge spider, I think when we were coming back from Truffles. And it was on the side of the wall, like as soon as you came up to the house, it was right there. So of course my boo, the hero that he is, killed the spider because he's like, I don't want it laying eggs. And I'm like, I don't want it laying eggs either because we know what it's going to look like when it's adult size. So he kills it, whatever, and we go about our evening. And I'm pretty sure this was the same night, same big ass spider, just some other place. I saw it when I had let Kratos out for the night. And I think that was the first time that my boo had like really seen me afraid, because I was like, babe, there's a big ass spider on the wall. So he of course gets up and he is gonna help me or whatever. And he took a photo of it before he killed it. If you're not into bugs, which I'm not really into bugs either, look away. But in 3, 2, 1, here is a photo of the spider. I need to look up what type of spider it is so I can know whether or not it's poisonous. It don't matter if it isn't poisonous because I'm not gonna interact with it. I just don't want something that large, practically as large as my dog, to be climbing all up on the walls and stuff. So it's nice that the bug people are here because they can like attack the nests. But going back to the spider, so when I was out there, for me, like I felt like my boo was taking forever and a day to kill it. I think mainly because he wanted to get a photo of it and wanted to make sure that it didn't jump on him and all that. Like I didn't want that happening to him either. Like we need him. He's like, oh, are you afraid? And you know, just kind of like being playful and funny and stuff. And I was just still in fear mode. It was just like, I'm not from Texas, Florida, or Australia. I don't deal with this shit. I don't like bugs. The reason why I wanted to open up this vlog was not to talk about bugs, not to talk about birds, was to tell you guys that well, I guess I'm kind of being a little bit more social this week. So actually that's why I'm dressed. I just told you guys not long ago in this clip that I'm going to see Adrian and Carla and hang out with them for a little bit. Then this weekend, we've got a couple things going on. Hey folks, welcome back to the vlog. I just got back about an hour and a half ago from hanging out with Adrian, Carla, and I met a new woman. Her name is Kim. We went to Melrose Arch at the grill house today for lunch, and it was lovely. It's just always lovely to have lunch with a lady. It's just nice to be social. I'm like an extroverted introvert, you know, like sometimes I do crave social time, like quite a lot, but then I do find solace in my alone time or like just being with my boo and my pup, you know. But yeah, so it was really nice to go to lunch. Of course I didn't vlog it because I completely forgot. The only thing that I took was like a little pan of the view because it was just a beautiful day to have lunch. Hey folks, welcome back to the vlog. You guys know that I went to lunch with Adrian, Carla, and Kim. I didn't tell you what we did yesterday. So we were trying to go to dinner because I think I told you guys that my boo and I are trying to get out more. We try to do a little dinner date every week. So yesterday, we had a place in mind to go to dinner. It's a Brazilian steakhouse that we've been to in Melrose Arch called Verdizio's. So good. I totally recommend it. The food is always good there. Our friends were also hanging out, like having like a game night or whatever.
around the same time. So we were like, okay, maybe we go to dinner earlier and then we can just hop over to our friend's house and, you know, end the night with some game nights and just chatting and hanging out with our friends. For some reason, we weren't able to go to Rodizio's, so we ended up going to Don Pablo's. And I've talked about Don Pablo's before. We've been there a number of times. It's our favorite Mexican spot. We went there for dinner and of course got full as a tick and had some really, really good food and all of that, right? And then we hopped over to our friend's house for the next like several hours. Like I think by the time we got back here to the house, it was like maybe 10:30, something like that. I'm sorry guys, I keep yawning and my eyes are super sensitive. That's why I always rub my eyes. So we were at their house for a couple of hours, just hanging out, chilling, playing pool, chatting. I had brought some card games, but we didn't end up using them because we were just sitting there catching up and chatting because it'd been a while since the three couples had been together, you know, just hanging out, having dinner, or just chilling out or doing whatever, you know what I mean? So it was really nice to just kind of catch up and see how the others are doing. It seems like I'm talking fast, guys. Just bear with me because I'm trying not to bore you too much and I'm trying not to have too much footage to edit. I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry that the vlogs are being so inconsistent. Life has been lifing, point blank period. But I did do a little bit of shopping. Oh, give me one sec. So I might have mentioned this in maybe, I don't know if it was the last vlog or the vlog before. I don't even know. By the time you see this video, y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, I haven't even published the last 2 vlogs. By the time you see this, I would have already published them. But at the time of filming this 3rd vlog, I haven't even published them. All the filming that I wanted to do for April, just completely out the window. Like, so much stuff has been going on. We can go into it in another day. So I've kind of been scouring the internets for different items, you know, because like the seasons are like switched here, you kind of have to figure out your stuff. And it's funny that like I'm about to show you this item and it's like 80 degrees out, but it is what it is. But I bought myself a puffer coat. I have a pretty good one that I got from TJ Maxx in the States, but it's in a box, so clearly it's not here. And I was like, well, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's about to get colder, so I need to make sure that I'm prepared because I don't like being cold. So I got this coat. It's like a sage green color. It looks kind of gray on camera, truthfully speaking, but it's definitely like sage green. But it goes all the way down, and the thing that I liked about it, other than the color and the puffer element of it, was the fact that the buttons and the zip go all the way from top to bottom. Because if you're someone with a booty, you truly understand what it's like trying to find coats that fully zip and zip all the way down. So it's got a hood, which I love a good hood, and it's detachable, so if for some reason I'm out and I don't feel like having the hood on, I can take it off. Then I went to the sewing store and got a couple of notions. Yeah, so I'll just show you a couple of the things that I bought. So I bought a loop turner. Really handy for straps. Bought a bunch of elastics because some of the projects that I want to do, I need elastic for like the waistline. And so I got this like thinner one for, I mean, it's all for waistlines, but I got the thinner one specifically to mimic shirring. I got 2 of these because anytime I'm sewing, I feel like I'm always losing them. So I bought 2 of them. I bought some tailor's chalk, which is always a good thing to have. I bought some pins. So I got actually 2 types of pins. So these are the glass head pins, just kind of like the normal ones. And then I got these cute little like flower ones. Look at them. They're like tulip something. They're really cute. Then I just got 2 types of needles. So we have these are stretch needle, and then a ballpoint needle because I am primarily working with the knits, so I need the right needles. So yeah, just a teeny haul. Say hey. Look how it's done. We got a whole bunch of good looking people up in here. We've got royalty down here. Beautiful views. I'm like, I don't vlog nothing. I need to get better. We got mashed potatoes.
Chicken. More chicken. Chicken, chicken, and more chicken. Hello, baby. Hello.
Some beautiful dogs.
Oh my gosh, I love the color. Hey folks, welcome back to the vlog. If I'm looking red, it's because I've got a heater. I'm cold right now. I want to come on here because I want to talk to you guys more about like my hobbies. I love to sew, I love to cook, I love to read, I love to watch TV and movies, okay? I love like professional development, all sorts of things. So I figured, why not bring that stuff to the vlogs, especially since like my social media sometimes draws out and I need to do something else like that's not being around people. So I finished this book, Kindred, okay? And it's by Octavia Butler. I'm trying to think of when I first heard about her as an author. I think one of my best guy friends that I've known since I was like 7 told me about it because he's a big reader too. And so we were talking about Handmaid's Tale, and then he had asked me if I had read Parable of the Sower. And I was like, nah. And so he's like, yeah, I need to read it. And then we were actually reading the books at the same time randomly, like without telling each other. And we're just kind of talking about it. So I had read those 2 books, Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents, just before we had come to South Africa. And I had finished those books. And I either gave them away or sold them or something. And I had picked up this book because I was like, oh, what other books has she written? Because Octavia Butler is a Black author. Is there a photo of her? But she, like, I want to read all her books, like every single one of her books. I don't think there's a photo of her in here. No, but I'll put up a photo of her on the screen so you guys can see what she looks like. But she was just an older Black woman that specifically wrote like Black science fiction, like dystopian type novels where her characters were Black. And my favorite type of books to read are dystopian in nature, which is really kind of sad when you think about it, and maybe a little bit twisted, because dystopian means that like society has taken a turn for the worse in some ways, and people, namely the characters that are in these type of books, are trying to figure out some way to survive the system that's quite frankly very dangerous and just toxic as hell. I just finished it literally like a few minutes ago, and it's basically about a woman this Black woman, her name is Dana. She somehow keeps getting transported. So her time is in the 70s, like mid to late 70s. And she keeps getting transported back to the South in Maryland in like the 1800s. Kind of get a sense of what her life is like when she's there, and then like the effects of it when she gets back to her own time, because she kind of goes back and forth, and all of that. And I love reading, and I've been struggling to get back to it. So I'm really glad that I finished this book, because now I'll be able to get on the other books that I have on my list and start reading them. But this book was really interesting because it's like when you get past the whole like white master, Black slave kind of thing, which is like angering in and of itself, you start to dig in more psychologically in how people think in those times, what drives their behavior, just kind of like their outlook on life. And it's very, very, very interesting. It's still like frustrating reading a book where the N-word is being used left and right, but it's like considering the times that she was being reported to, you weren't hearing Black people or African Americans, you were hearing the N-word every other day. I don't know, it was just a really interesting book, because I don't really do a lot of like slave books or like slave movies and TV shows, because I'm like, Black people shouldn't be known just for being like rappers and basketball players and effing slaves. You know what I mean? Like there's other material that you can write Black characters into that don't have to be detrimental to the culture. You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting book. So I have a couple of books. There's another Black author. Let's see if I can pull it up quickly. But there's another Black author that I'll pull up the name of the book that's in my library. It's called They Come at Night, Knight, from Yasmin Ango. But that's one of the books that I want to read next. It's part of a series. And I think that book might be like the second or third book.
because it was either for free or it was like super, super cheap on Amazon. And so I need to read other books before I think I get to that one in the series. So that's the next set of books I'm going to read. It just feels so good when you've been trying to accomplish something for so long and then you finally accomplish it. You know what I mean? But before I go on a tangent, I'm gonna let you go. I have food that I need to start right now for dinner. So I'm doing a roast in the pressure cooker and some mashed potatoes on the side. And I was gonna do a salad, but I did salad last night, so I might not do that now. Maybe I'll do some spinach and then I'll make a gravy to put over everything. So I'm gonna get to that. So I told you guys that I'm doing a roast for dinner. So we can do roast and potatoes. So I'm prepping the roast here. And I need to go quickly because my battery's gonna die soon, honey. But yeah, so I've got, it's already been like washed and everything like that. Like this was a while ago. I guess these are beef short ribs, right? That's probably what these are. I buy these party packs from Macro and of like pork and beef, and they have like a bunch of different parts and things in there. I just buy whatever. I find that putting these in the crock pot help to get them tender. So we've got some Worcestershire sauce here. Key. I've got some steak and chop sauce too. I really like this stuff. Any kind of beef or pork dish that I'm making, that gets loaded up on there. Which one is this? I need to get a label maker, but I think this is garlic powder. I don't know. But garlic powder and onion powder all up in here. Season your meat. Oh yeah, this is onion powder. The other was garlic powder. And then I've got some beef bouillon cubes here because I'm gonna put this in the pressure cooker. And then some black pepper. I use the beef bouillon. Oh, my battery's about to die, but I've used the beef bouillon to salt my food. So I'm going to get these in the pressure cooker and let it go for a couple hours. So in true D fashion, the battery to my camera died. The spares just weren't charged. Forgot to film. And the kitchen is a hot mess. So for dinner, it doesn't look like much. I should have taken a photo or video of my booze plate. 'Cause it looked pretty good. So on the menu was the roast. So here's how the roast came out. Ooh, the camera makes it look much better than it looks in real life. But here's the roast. So it was, I think, beef short ribs, like steak. I didn't realize I had another piece of like steak left, but Boo tasted it. It tastes very good. I tasted it myself. And then like everything just looks like blah when it's in the container, but it is what it is. And then this is potatoes. These are mashed potatoes. They're like super creamy. There is a little bit of texture in there, but it's like very, very creamy. I need to find a good like happy medium because I feel like anytime I make mashed potatoes, I make it with an immersion blender, they get this like really shiny like cast on them. But flavor is bomb. And then as I said, I just gave my boo some food, so there's not much of this left. But this is just spinach. There's not much, and there really wasn't much left anyway because there wasn't much spinach left. And we all know how spinach cooks down, right? Like, it completely wilts into nothing. Yeah, but I'm going to go moisturize my lips so I don't keep looking like, you know, all weird and whatnot. And keep going for the rest of my day.